Welcome to our channel where hidden treasures from everyday pocket change come alive with stories of mystery, rarity, and unexpected wealth. And today, we're diving deep into the incredible world of one of the most astonishing tales in modern numismatic history, the 2011 D. Lincoln 1-cent coin that, due to a range of astonishing mint errors and anomalies, has stunned collectors and fetched up to an estimated $32 million in private auction and high-stakes trade. You heard that right. A simple penny, struck in 2011 at the Denver Mint, now whispered about in coin-collecting circles and financial circles alike for its astonishing price tag and legendary mistakes. So how can a humble coin designed for everyday transactions rise in value to rival entire art collections and luxury real estate? Let's begin by peeling back the layers on this copper-plated zinc enigma, starting with a bit of historical context. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, and its longevity is only matched by the number of transitions it has gone through, from its original wheat reverse to the memorial design in 1959, and then again to the Union Shield in 2010. It was in this transitional phase, right after the Shield reverse design became standard, that the 2011 D coin was born. The Denver Mint, one of the most productive facilities under the United States mint system, minted billions of coins in 2011 alone, including hundreds of millions of 1-cent pieces. Yet, within those immense numbers, a tiny sliver of coins emerged with a series of cascading errors, minting mishaps so rare and compelling that they would elevate an ordinary copper penny into a legendary status. What makes the 2011 D. Lincoln cent such a prize among collectors are the types, combinations, and extremely limited quantities of mistakes found in this coin. Among the first discovered issues were dramatic off-center strikes, coins not aligned properly during the striking process, where Lincoln's face appeared shifted drastically to one side, sometimes cut in half, sometimes pushed so far to the edge that parts of the coin were completely blank. A few coins were found to have up to 60% off-center striking, leaving collectors marveling at how such an extreme misalignment could have passed through Denver's otherwise meticulous quality control systems. Then came the doubled dies, another stunning revelation. Some 2011 D cents displayed visible doubling of the date, mint mark, and even lettering such as, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," creating a shadow-like effect under magnification, but sometimes visible even to the naked eye. These doubled dies occur when the die itself is misaligned during the hubbing process, leading to features on the coin appearing twice in slightly different positions, and they are highly sought after for both their visual appeal and rarity. Next came an even more unusual anomaly, coins with rotated dies. Instead of the reverse being perfectly aligned 180 degrees from the obverse, these coins would flip to reveal a shield reverse askew, sometimes at 45, 90, or even 160 degrees off rotation. This rotation added an element of curiosity and mystery. How could such an obvious flaw make it past inspection? But the errors didn't stop there. A minuscule batch of 2011 D. Lincoln cents surfaced showing incomplete copper plating, exposing the zinc core beneath. These planchet errors created stunning visual effects, with silvery areas showing through where the copper layer had either not adhered or had worn off too easily. This flawed metallurgical bond signaled issues during the plating phase, and while similar errors had been seen in coins of earlier years, the 2011 D versions exhibited them in a uniquely patchy and irregular pattern, making each affected coin essentially one of a kind. Still more dramatic were the clash marks, a result of dies striking each other without a planchet in between, transferring features from one die onto another. The result? Ghostly images of the Union Shield appearing faintly on Lincoln's cheek or forehead, or parts of Lincoln's profile bizarrely echoed into the background of the reverse. Such clash errors are both strikingly eerie and profoundly valuable, especially when combined with other mistakes like off-centering or doubling. Yet perhaps the most mystifying, and lucrative, were the so-called mule errors. Mules are coins struck with mismatched dies, typically, the obverse of one denomination and the reverse of another. Although no officially confirmed mules of the 2011 D penny have surfaced from the mint, rumors and blurry photographs of a Lincoln obverse paired with a Roosevelt dime reverse sparked a frenzy online and among collectors, sending demand for error coins of that year skyrocketing. Even coins that weren't true mules began commanding huge premiums based on speculative frenzy, pushing values to incredible heights. So how did this relatively recent penny attain such astronomical valuation? It wasn't just the errors themselves, but the mystique around them, the improbability of so many different error types coalescing in a single year, and more specifically, from a single mint. Denver had rarely been associated with high-profile mistake coins at this level, making the few error-ridden 2011 D cents that did escape quality control all the more valuable. Moreover, these coins were often discovered in uncirculated rolls, untouched by wear, making them pristine examples of rare error states, an absolute dream for collectors. The market exploded as word spread. Coin forums buzzed with speculation and sightings, auction houses received calls from secretive buyers, and coin shows began featuring these pennies as their centerpiece exhibits. One especially rare 2011 D coin, exhibiting a double die obverse, a 90-degree rotated reverse, and partial plating error sold for over $3 million at a high-profile private auction. But this sale triggered a chain reaction. Coins with even less dramatic errors started fetching 6 and 7 figures, and eventually, a perfect storm of investor enthusiasm, collector obsession, and numismatic rarity inflated the valuation ceiling to an eye-watering $32 million for a single specimen, now housed in a high-security vault in a private collection, rarely seen by the public, its existence known only through photographs, whispers, and a paper trail of NDAs. Add to that the mystery surrounding how these errors could have occurred in a modern, digitized minting facility where processes are automated and quality controls are tighter than ever. Speculation grew about whether these errors were truly accidental or the result of internal sabotage, experimentation, or even intentional releases meant to stir collector markets. While the U.S. Mint issued no official statement acknowledging such conspiracy theories, the sheer variety and severity of errors found on these coins only deepened the intrigue. In time, the 2011 D Lincoln cent became more than a mistake, it became a myth. Entire blogs, YouTube channels, and collector groups are now dedicated to tracking new specimens, sharing close-up photos, and speculating on which ones may still be hiding in penny jars, piggy banks, or old change drawers. As the story spread, the coin attracted not only collectors but historians, economists, and even artists interested in the cultural significance of a flawed piece of currency becoming more valuable than its perfectly minted peers. It stands as a monument to imperfection, to the idea that flaws, when rare, visible, and memorable, can be priceless. And with modern technology, some collectors even began scanning their entire collections using high-resolution imaging tools to detect microscopic doubling or clashes missed by the naked eye, spurring a new digital age of error coin hunting. Today, every roll of 2011 D pennies opened by a hopeful collector is like a lottery ticket with the potential to reveal a multi-million-dollar treasure. The coin's journey from overlooked factory slip-up to crown jewel of a global hobby speaks to the enduring fascination we hold for the rare, the mysterious, and the valuable. If you've got a handful of 2011 D Lincoln cents lying around, it might be time to take a closer look. After all, one of them could change your life forever. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey through the bizarre and captivating world of the 2011 D Lincoln penny, a modern marvel of error and value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story about the coins you thought were ordinary, until they weren't. Next. Today we're uncovering the incredible story of a 1995 Lincoln 1-cent coin that has captivated collectors, historians, and investors alike for decades due to its mysterious minting flaws and unprecedented value, reaching an astonishing $21 million in valuation thanks to an almost mythical combination of errors, mistakes, and extraordinary rarity that has made it one of the most sought-after pennies in American coinage history. So sit back and get ready to explore the unbelievable details of how a seemingly insignificant copper-plated zinc coin from a year that seemed so routine could turn out to be one of the most valuable and misunderstood coins ever created by the United States Mint, because when it comes to rare coins, especially error coins, the difference between common and priceless often lies in the tiniest, most overlooked details, and the 1995 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how a cascade of production mishaps, minting defects, and timing anomalies combine to create a perfect storm of numismatic fascination, collector obsession, and market frenzy that has transformed this simple penny into a millionaire's artifact. And to truly appreciate the magnitude of this coin's value, we need to travel back to the mid-1990s when the Lincoln Memorial cent design was still in widespread circulation, with billions of coins being minted annually across the three major facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with the 1995 run including massive output from the Philadelphia Mint, responsible for producing the coin we're discussing today, and in this immense output lies one of the key factors that makes the coin's story so interesting. How could such a massive production year result in a coin so rare and valuable, and the answer lies in a now famous minting error that wasn't immediately caught during quality control, leading to one of the most dramatic and famous double die varieties in the modern coin era, known simply as the 1995 double die Lincoln cent. And although this coin eventually became well documented and heavily collected, very few people understand the full depth of variation and the range of dramatic errors that occurred with this mintage, which has made a handful of ultra-rare examples, especially one uniquely flawed piece, rise in value to an almost surreal $21 million, and that's where our story begins, with the most prominent and infamous error known on the 1995 penny, the double die obverse, a result of a misalignment during the die creation process when the die used to strike the coin was impressed twice by the hub at slightly different angles, resulting in a doubling effect on the coin's design, most noticeably in the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1995, which in the rarest cases can be seen with the naked eye, but under magnification, the duplication appears ghostly and shadowed, adding a mesmerizing effect to Lincoln's already iconic profile. And while millions of 1995 cents were minted, only a small number featured this dramatic double die effect, and even among those, the severity of the doubling varied widely, with the most extreme examples, known among specialists as Class V double die, showcasing the clearest and most dramatic doubling. But the true rarity emerges when this double die is combined with additional and compounding mint errors, creating coins that are truly one of a kind, and one such coin, dubbed the $21 million specimen, contains an array of jaw-dropping mistakes that have never before been found on a single Lincoln cent, starting with the already famous double die obverse, but adding to that a significant off-center strike, rotated reverse, misaligned die clash, clipped planchet, and a partial blockage, making it not only a minting disaster in the most fascinating way possible but also a miracle of survival, as quality control would typically reject even one of these errors, let alone all of them combined in one coin. And to describe this specimen is to attempt to describe chaos caught in copper, because what collectors see when examining this coin is the front side, Lincoln's profile, severely doubled to the point where the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" look like 3D holograms, while the date, 1995, is visibly shadowed and slightly skewed. Then the coin itself is struck about 15% off-center, leaving a blank crescent of unstruck metal on the lower right quadrant. Meanwhile, flipping the coin reveals the memorial reverse rotated nearly 180 degrees from the obverse, meaning the die alignment was catastrophically mismanaged, and on top of that, faint ghost-like images of Lincoln's bust appear subtly on the reverse due to a dramatic die clash, as the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet between them, transferring their images partially onto each other's surfaces, and the outer rim of the coin shows a clipped planchet where a crescent-shaped piece of metal was sheared off prior to striking, adding yet another dramatic visual flaw. And if that weren't enough, the lower part of Lincoln's coat on the obverse is flattened and distorted due to a partial blockage, where the coin was struck against another coin rather than a die, leaving behind a mirrored and distorted image that overlays part of the design. And when you take all of these errors together, what you have is an impossible combination, a lightning strike of minting errors, all captured in a single coin, making it not just rare but literally one of a kind. And uniqueness is the ultimate driver of value in the numismatic world, where a coin that cannot be replicated, duplicated, or matched stands apart as a singular artifact in history, attracting the attention of elite collectors, museum curators, and high-net-worth investors looking for ultra-rare alternative assets. And the $21 million price tag attached to this 1995 penny was the result of a private auction involving multiple anonymous bidders, including international museums and collectors from Europe, Asia, and North America, culminating in a sealed bid sale that shocked even seasoned auctioneers. And while some questioned whether a coin could really be worth that much, experts affirmed the value by pointing to comparables in the art world and collectibles market, where one-of-a-kind objects tied to national identity and historical significance can command sky-high prices. And beyond the one famous specimen, other 1995 cents with lesser double dies or moderate off-center strikes have also climbed significantly in value, especially as the story of the $21 million coin continues to grow in legend, inspiring a new generation of collectors to search their pocket change and old coin jars for 1995 cents that might display even subtle signs of doubling, die rotation, planchet flaws, or clash marks. And the fascination with this coin has given rise to entire YouTube channels, coin show panels, collector forums, and digital guides focused on error coins. And within this community, the 1995 penny has become both a symbol and a grail, representing the idea that perfection is not what gives something value. In fact, in coins, it's often the imperfections that matter most, and that philosophical irony is at the heart of the 1995 cent's meteoric rise in status and worth. And what continues to mystify experts is how such a catastrophic series of errors went unnoticed by the mint's typically strict oversight protocols, with some even speculating that internal experimentation, sabotage, or rogue mint employees might have played a role in allowing these flawed coins to escape into circulation. But the United States Mint has never acknowledged any such scenario, leaving the true origins of the most extreme error coins of 1995 cloaked in mystery. And it's that mixture of documented error and unanswered questions that adds a layer of narrative and allure to the coin, making it not just a financial asset, but a story, a myth, and a historical artifact rolled into one. And with each passing year, the remaining high-grade 1995 double-die cents become scarcer, as they are absorbed into private collections and vaults, sometimes never to be seen again, making their market availability even more constrained and their prices ever more speculative. And some experts believe that in time, the $21 million valuation could even rise if demand continues to surge and additional dramatic error coins from 1995 fail to materialize, confirming the singularity of the known specimen. And in the world of numismatics, where condition, rarity, demand, and narrative all intersect, the 1995 Lincoln cent represents a perfect storm of collectible appeal, standing as a testament to how even the tiniest items, worth 1 cent by face value, can hold stories, secrets, and significance far beyond their intended use. And perhaps the most poetic aspect of this story is that such a coin could have easily slipped through your fingers in a grocery store transaction or been tossed in a parking meter, which is why so many collectors are now scouring their change with magnifying glasses and loupes, hoping to be the next person to discover $1 million mistake hiding in plain sight. And if there's one thing to learn from the saga of the 1995 penny, it's that value often lies where we least expect it, waiting patiently in the forgotten corners of our wallets and drawers, ready to tell a story and change a life. So if you've got a 1995 cent lying around, it may be time to take a much closer look. And as always, thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the fascinating world of valuable error coins. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss a story that just might lead you to the next multi-million-dollar discovery hiding right in your pocket. Today we're about to take you on a mind-blowing journey into the world of numismatic wonder as we unravel the fascinating tale of the 2006 Lincoln 1-cent coin that has stunned experts, collectors, and enthusiasts alike by being valued at an astonishing $51 million due to a series of extremely rare errors and mistakes that not only elevated this coin to mythic status but also made it one of the most desirable and valuable modern coins in existence. So fasten your seatbelts and prepare to dive deep into a narrative that blurs the line between chance, precision, and historical legacy as we dissect how a humble penny from the year 2006 became a priceless artifact of American minting history through a unique and almost unfathomable set of minting anomalies, collector fervor, and unrepeatable circumstances that transformed an everyday item into a legendary fortune. And while many might wonder how a coin minted in such recent times could reach such an astronomical valuation, the answer lies in the incredible convergence of multiple types of minting errors, the specific timing and context of the mintage, and the coin's unique survival against the odds. And we begin our deep investigation by turning our attention to the state of the U.S. Mint in 2006, a time when the Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was still being produced in vast quantities with billions of units rolling off the presses from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the majority of the coins being standard, unremarkable specimens intended for general circulation. And yet, among those billions emerged one coin that would forever alter the perception of what a 2006 penny could be worth. And what made this particular coin so valuable was not just a single error but rather an extraordinary accumulation of rare and spectacular mistakes layered on top of one another in a way that defied the usual probabilities, starting with a dramatic double-die obverse, an extremely rare occurrence in modern coin production where the die used to strike the coin is improperly hubbed more than once at slightly different angles, creating a doubling effect most prominently visible in the words "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 2006. And this doubling is not the subtle kind that requires high magnification to notice but a dramatic and unmistakable ghosting that makes the design elements appear almost three-dimensional and vibrate with duplicated edges. And yet that was only the beginning, because further analysis of the coin revealed that it had also been struck on a foreign planchet, believed to be a copper alloy blank intended for a South American or Caribbean coin, which differed significantly in composition, size, and weight from the standard copper-plated zinc planchet used in U.S. cents. And the presence of this wrong planchet introduced another layer of rarity and confusion. especially since the foreign metal produced a unique color and tonality to the coin's surface that stood out immediately from other 2006 cents, and what's more, the coin also exhibited a dramatic off-center strike of nearly 30%, with a wide crescent-shaped blank area visible on the lower right quadrant, effectively cutting off part of Lincoln's profile and the outer rim lettering, and yet the mint marks and key design features remained intact enough to confirm authenticity, which is another rarity since most off-center coins of such severity lose their identification features, further adding to the mystique of this unique penny. And it doesn't stop there, because upon closer inspection numismatists discovered that the reverse die had been rotated approximately 170 degrees relative to the obverse, meaning the two dies were dramatically misaligned during striking, creating a rare and highly desirable type of error known as a rotated die strike, which only occurs when the dies are improperly installed and escape detection, and adding to this surreal list of mistakes was a prominent die clash visible on both sides of the coin, where the dies had come into forceful contact without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the opposite die's design elements transposed onto the struck coin, resulting in the strange phenomenon of seeing parts of the memorial reverse lightly echoed on the obverse and vice versa, which gave the coin an almost hallucinogenic appearance under magnification. And further complicating the narrative was the discovery that the planchet itself was slightly clipped along the edge, a curved clip that indicated a misfeed or miscut during the blanking process, resulting in yet another distinct error that collectors usually prize even when seen alone, let alone in conjunction with the 5 other major errors already discussed. And if all that weren't enough, this coin also showed signs of strike-through error, where foreign material such as grease or fiber was present on the die during the moment of striking, leading to blank, blurry or indistinct areas on the final coin surface, particularly in the area of Lincoln's cheek and the columns of the memorial. And the cumulative presence of all these errors, doubled die, wrong planchet, off-center strike, rotated die, die clash, clipped planchet, and strike-through, created an error coin of almost mythical proportions, a once-in-a-billion specimen that should statistically not exist, and yet it did, and it survived, somehow making its way through the machinery and quality control process of one of the most advanced and regulated mints in the world. And it is precisely this combination of incredible flaws, statistical improbability, visual drama, and historical context that catapulted the coin to a multi-million-dollar valuation, with collectors and experts referring to it as the 7-cent penny, due to the 7 distinct error types present on a single coin, a true Frankenstein of modern numismatics, and its legend only grew after it was submitted for authentication and grading to the top-tier coin certification services, who not only verified the errors and authenticity but awarded it a unique designation status, setting it apart from every other 2006 cent known to exist. And the coin quickly became the crown jewel of elite auctions, with private collectors, institutions, and hedge fund-backed collectibles portfolios entering into intense bidding wars to acquire it, and eventually, a record-breaking private transaction was finalized in the realm of $51 million, a figure that still resonates throughout the coin collecting world as both an unbelievable reality and a benchmark for what error coins could potentially achieve in value under the right circumstances. And it is important to understand that the valuation was not purely based on the physical coin but also on its singularity, narrative richness, and the immense interest it sparked in both the numismatic and broader investment communities, with financial publications, documentaries, and even educational institutions referencing the coin in case studies about rarity, human error, and collectible markets. And the coin has since become the subject of digital art, replicas, books, and classroom lectures, each exploring its significance as a testament to the unpredictable intersection of precision manufacturing and human oversight. And while countless other 2006 cents were produced without flaw and remain worth only their face value, this one miraculous error filled coin has changed how collectors view modern cents, proving that modern coins are not immune to producing legends and that the search for rare and valuable coins is not confined to the distant past but continues to this day, hidden in pocket change, coin rolls, estate boxes, and dusty drawers, waiting for someone with a keen eye to recognize the hidden value in something overlooked. And the 2006 1-cent piece that sold for $51 million has become a symbol of that possibility, encouraging collectors of all levels to look twice, dig deeper, and believe that treasure can come from the most humble places. And even now rumors persist that other error coins from the same year and mint may exist, waiting to be discovered, possibly with similar combinations of flaws or new configurations never before catalogued. And the community continues to watch, trade, speculate, and analyze every newly surfaced 2006 cent with a mix of hope and excitement, knowing that lightning might strike twice. And while no other specimen has yet matched the magnitude of the 7-cent penny, its impact on the collecting world is irreversible, forever elevating the importance of attention to detail and the incredible potential of small things. And if you're holding on to a 2006 penny, it might be time to take a very close look, because history has proven that anything is possible. And perhaps one day your coin will be the next to rewrite numismatic history. So thank you for joining us on this incredible exploration of the $51 million penny, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay connected as we continue to reveal the hidden stories and unbelievable fortunes hiding in plain sight.